Another Ottocolor tutorial where the light is not perfect, it's just the light from the actual kitchen, and let's see what we can do. Select a place, mark it. So the first thing we do is select a point. The tool is in the middle, it's going to be receiving all the light, and add the curves and select the white. I drop the middle, the 25% and the lowest. And it will mark the different position of the exposure. You will have where your exposure is on the Luma scope. We want to take the curve and grab the white, and with your arrows you can go up without damaging the curve right here, without going all the way to 100, and that will get the brightest point without overexposing them. Do the same with the black. Anything below 6 will become completely black, like a Zoom meeting or Teams. If you're putting it in YouTube or something like that, where it has a good dynamic range, you can go even lower, like a 2. But in most cases, you don't want to go that low, otherwise anything below that point, it will be completely black. So we can go here and mark it and lower it until it touches the number 2. So here on the bottom is not damaging the curve, and curve here is not damaging either. Now we go back where we have saved the location, and we can turn on the mask again. If we move our ruler, it's 94, half of that would be 47. So that's where our mid-tone should be, which is this one right here. And let's bring that down to 47. And then 47 divided by 2, 23 and a half. So 23 and change. Let's bring the next one down to 23 and change. We can go ahead and do the white balance. The bottom is red, the bottom on the highest is red. So bring the end of the red towards the edge on the top, or go straight down and see what it does with the curve right here. So you can see that if we move it along the top, is doing what we need to bring it close to the other lines, which is close to this one. Let's measure that one to see what it is. And when we go back and forth, it will move the line 94, so it's right on it, 94. Let's do the bottom one because it's the black, so let's do the edge and bring it on the side, on the edge of the scope. This one right here. This one looks pretty good. The one that doesn't look that good is the middle one, so let's do the middle one. In the middle one, we need the red to go up a little bit, so red is right below here, and go just a little bit up. But notice that green and red are already paired together. Don't move it beyond the green. Let's try to move the blue down. Once red and green are paired together, let's move the blue channel down and see what happens with the blue channel down. And now this one went off a little bit, so let's go back to this one. And now we need, on that level, need the red to go down a little bit. It's already matching the green, and the blue needs to go up a little bit. And see on this, the green is already up, the red is too high. Let's lower the red a little bit. Now we have white balance. So now that we have a white balance, and let's deactivate this mask and add a new one. We are gonna pay attention to the RGB overlay because it's red, green, blue. Red should be on top and green and blue should be matching on the bottom to be pure red. In this case, you can tell that they're really close together, and you can see how it's pointing towards the red, as it should be on the vector scope. The next one is yellow. To be yellow is the red and green together, and blue should be alone on the bottom. That means the red and green should be close together. So let's start with a hue versus hue. See how red is almost on top, yellow is a little bit off, green is definitely off, cyan, it's off right here. These two should be together. Blue the same, and magenta the same. As soon as we select the picker, for the color and the hue versus hue, and we tap on each of these colors, you'll see that red will fall directly on the line. Yellow will be really close, but green and the rest will be off this line. It won't fall on the line, it will fall next to it on either side. So let's see what happens. If we click on red, it's right on the edge. We can delete the stragglers, automatically placed just so you control one hue. We only need to pick the actual pick instead of creating extra dots. Let's select the yellow and let's delete the stragglers. Then the green, this one won't be on the line because we know how off is here. So let's click the green and it's off the line. So let's select the stragglers and delete the stragglers. Let's select cyan, stragglers, delete the stragglers. Blue, it takes this as a straggler, but we delete the other side. And then magenta, it will create those two stragglers. You can tell how this green, it says is off, cyan is off, blue is off. When we picked them, they did not fall on the line. They fell just on the sides. So now that we have them, what are we going to do? Red and yellow, they look pointing at the specific point. Yellow can do a little bit better right here. So let's go up and down with the arrows. And it's too much. So in order to do less than that, move in with the mouse and hold the option key and they become very subtle movement. Now you can see how it matches and this is pointing directly to yellow. The next one is green. Look at these red and blue, they should match here, and also pay attention how this line moves towards the green. We hold the option key and move up or down, and now they're moving together until they are right on top of each other, and leave the green alone. And look where our green is, completely pointing to green. Same we go with cyan, is separated right here. We're gonna move it up or down until they match. And what happened with our cyan here is pointing directly at cyan. Next one is blue until the two matches. These two match and our blue is pointing to blue. And the last one is magenta, going up or down until they match right here, and our magenta is pointing to magenta. Our skin tone is already on the skin tone, we don't have to mess with it. So our next is the saturation chroma. They all should be just below 25. We now know that red is right on top, so let's mark the red. The yellow is next to it, next to the line. The green is off a little bit. Cyan is on the other side of the line. Blue is on the left side. And magenta is on the left side. So let's do all saturations. We have red should be going down, so let's select the red and let's bring it down until it's just below 25. Then yellow, just below 25. Green, below 25. Cyan, we need to go up so it touches the 25. Blue, we need to go down below 25, and magenta to bring it down below 25. Now our skin color should be about 20, so we can select it, and here's our orange of the skin tone. We can select that, just one tad above, and that's it. Now we see that we have our proper distribution in the vector scope. You can change the 133 to 100 and you'll see how it's halfway the distance to our distribution, and they're pointing directly to square. Each one is properly balanced and properly saturated. Now that we have all the colors properly done, exposure and white balance, we can take the mask out and move to another part of the video. The skin tone is proper and all the colors are in the right way. Let's see before and after. And that's how you do Ottocolor video. Another thing that I wanted to show is that if we go back after we finish, we pick another hue saturation curves. It has nothing selected and we do the color picker. In theory, should fall exactly on the line. Let's try it. Red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, magenta on the line. Perfect.